तमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम। श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुदेवो महेश्वरः गुरुदेवो परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। समस्त जन कल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। सर्वधर्मान् परित्यज्य मामेकं शरणं व्रज अहं त्वा सर्वपापेभ्यो मोक्षयिष्यामि मा शुचः। Swamiji used to give an example. Swamiji means Gurudev. Because in our period there was only one Swami, so we used to call him Swamiji. We got used to it, so we still say Swamiji. Now because there are plenty, you have to differentiate Gurudev, Guruji, Mukhya. In those days he was the only one. So he used to give a lovely example that when he was abroad, somebody was going to India. He said, don't miss to eat bananas. Right? And that man ate, and Swamiji asked him, how was that? You know, the American, they don't say not bad, good and all that. They say it's different. They didn't say it's not good, it's different. Swamiji understood. Then he asked somebody to bring bananas. They brought about 20, because when Gurudev says they don't bring one or two, kept 20. Then Gurudev asked, come on, eat one. He took and started munching. He said, this is the problem. You didn't peel off the skin, and like that you eat, it won't be very tasty. Right? And he gave one peeled off. And by the time Swamiji could even see, 20 bananas have gone off. That man has finished 20. So, for us, life is not that interesting because we are not detaching from the preservatives, the BMI, and enjoying the love and the beauty behind the BMI. If you know how to detach from the BMI, peel off the skin and enjoy the pith, life is beautiful. Don't have any doubt in that. At any time, if somebody says life is not beautiful, life is all misery, his focus is in the wrong direction. Right? Whenever I say this, I have to also add, because you won't get faith. If you want to know what all miseries I had gone through, because you will think it's easy for people in this seat to talk. That's why I have to tell that. If you want to know my personal life, come personally, I will tell you. Here I should not only waste your time, depress your moods. Right? But yet, I can tell you life is beautiful. 100%. Nothing but beauty. We don't see this and we suffer. That was the case of Arjuna in the Mahabharata war. He didn't see the great cause of establishing dharma, which is a prerequisite for man to evolve. Dharma itself is a means. It's not an end. Artha, kama are all means. They are not ends. If dharma has to be bent to reach that high state, you have to bend it. Prahlada did it. Vibhishana did it. Meera did it. Krishna did it every time. He made Dharmaraja speak lies. Right? And Bhishma was killed in a different manner. Drona or who? Krishna Bhagavan. He is our guru for everything. How to bend also, dharma. Has to be done for a greater cause. For a greater cause, if you have to leave smaller dharmas, they have to be left. In the olden days, now that problem may not arise. When the mother is about to deliver, where there is a problem in the 30 years back, 40 years back, when medical science has not developed to this extent, they will come and ask, can we save small life or big life? Doctors will come and ask, the small one or the big one, because they have only one option. Invariably, everybody will say big one. For the big one, small one has to be sacrificed. Right? See, the greatest of sacrifices I come across is in Bhagavat. Can't believe somebody can do that, and only a mother can do. Banasura's life was in danger, fighting with Krishna. Right? The mother wanted to divert attention of Krishna, so completely takes off clothes and puts and runs naked before Krishna, so that his mind is diverted. What a sacrifice. That a mother alone can do. That's called sacrifice. Sacrifice all your values for the good of the totality. Everything. Your dharma, your punya, everything give it up. Because dharma and punya themselves are shackles. Dharma and punya themselves are shackles. Then I give up dharma and punya. No, as long as you have the ego, you leave off dharma and punya, you will be destroyed. But when you are doing it for a greater cause, then that becomes sacrifice. That becomes sacrifice. This is the complete message of the Gita. Arjuna was confused because of the ego. Krishna taught him how to raise himself beyond the ego and identify with the totality, and for that sake, how he should drop his own petty values. Values of killing, kith and kin, all these have to be sacrificed for the greater cause of establishing righteousness in the society, because that alone is the foundation for one to go beyond. So Arjuna exhausted all his arguments. Krishna said, when this psychology. Krishna didn't open his mouth till the 11th verse of the 2nd chapter. He did here and there chided him, but not serious. He didn't open and discuss, because Arjuna was not available. He is so possessed with his own thoughts, is not available. Krishna silently listened. We also, if somebody is hysterical, right, even your children, allow them to exhaust. Allow them to exhaust. Anybody, don't try to interfere. Then there will be a time after they exhausted, they will come to you, then start talking. Krishna did the same thing. He kept quiet, and when Arjuna said, now I am confused, dharma sammuda chetaha, till then he didn't confess that also. He thought he is the authority on dharma and teaching Krishna dharma. What is dharma, what is not dharma. Right? Right then, he found there must be some fallacy in his arguments, otherwise Krishna won't be so calm. When I am saying all this, he seems to be calm and as though smiling. So therefore, there is some fallacy in what I am talking, and he surrenders. Surrender is the beginning of evolution. Surrender is the beginning of evolution. How and why? Unless you surrender childhood, you cannot become youth. Unless you surrender youth, you cannot become golden. So unless you surrender your ignorance, you cannot get knowledge. Unless you surrender your ego, you cannot be God. Surrender is the beginning of evolution. Yesterday I read a lovely story on surrender. In the WhatsApp it came. And thank Dubai, because of Dubai I had joined the WhatsApp. Till then I said, I don't want because that will take a lot of my time. But Dubai when I come, that's the best means to communicate for me. So I opened and I find it's very interesting, very useful. Right? And nobody asks you, I sent you a video, why you didn't see, nobody asked, thank God. Okay. So there is a lovely story. A tiger was chasing a cow. While chasing, the cow ran and got caught into a slush from which it cannot extricate. The tiger also chasing got into the same slush. It can also cannot extricate. Then the tiger laughed and said, now I got a full meal, I will eat you. The cow said, only if you can extricate, because you are at a distance. Do you have a master? Cow asked. He said, no. Then you can't extricate. And the tiger said, what about you? I have a master, he will come in the evening and extricate me. I will be saved. So the cow owner came in the evening 6 o'clock, saw the cow got caught, he relieved it and went, and cow said tata to the tiger and went off. So one who surrenders to him, the cowhead, the Gopala, he is ever safe. One who surrenders to him, the Gopala, these cows are all safe. That's the message yesterday we got. So surrender is sure key for your security both here and hereafter. Both here and hereafter. Through our intellect we cannot protect ourselves. Only through Narayana you can protect yourself. Narayana is ever willing to save you, but we are not offering. And he is a very decent man. He won't interfere till you ask him. Till you ask him, he won't interfere. Now my mood will come. I didn't see her. Sorry. I was not in mood.
To drop my chin.
Right? So, Arjuna for the first time discovers there is some fallacy in his arguments and says, I surrender to you in so many words. Prapannam, Shadhi, teach me. Why? Tvam Prapannam, I have surrendered to you. Because I am not able to know what is Shreyas. Yet Shreya, Syat Nishchitam Bruhi. Decide what is Shreyas. I am not in a position to decide for myself. Because I am Dharma Sammudha Cheta. Mudha is deluded. Sammudha totally deluded. Dharma Sammudha Cheta. Yet Shreya Syat Nishchitam Bruhi. And then Krishna says, stupid fellow. He doesn't say directly, but indirectly even worse than that. Directly he doesn't say stupid, that would have been better. indirectly he makes him feel even worse. Ashocyan anvasochaha tvam prajnavadanscha bhashase gatasun agatasumscha na anushocanti panditaha. Panditaha, wise people, do not grieve over that which has gone and that which is going. People dead or dying. There are only two varieties. Dead or dying. What do you mean? We are all living. What do you mean by living? What do you mean by living? You are dying. Be honest. Every minute you are saying I am living, you are marching towards the destination. This is the truth. Right? So, since we are all marching towards our destination, what is the destination? Where there is no death. Please, 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 please catch these words. They are not words to be contemplated. To be contemplated. Right? When we say we are living, we are dying. But when we are saying we are dying means marching. Marching where? There is no state of death. There is no state of death. So wise people, having known this, dying is only a march towards the state of deathlessness. Do not grieve over the so-called death, because without death there was never a progress. There was never a progress. Beautiful Sufi saying, say Rumi's, Swamiji's Holy Gita also it's published. I died as a plant, I became an animal. I died as an animal, I became a human being. I will die as a human being, I will become divine. When did I become poor by dying? When did I become poor by dying? All the ladies said, when we die, we have to spend. We became poor. That dying is different. Okay. So when did I become poor by dying? How? Here somebody sees great opportunity in death. Somebody sees complete calamity in death. Therefore, what is death? Opportunity or calamity? What you see. What you see. Puttaparthi Baba used to say a lovely sentence. Telugu I will tell, then I will translate. Because Telugu originally said, and it's beautiful. దృష్టిలో లోపం లేదు, సృష్టిలో లోపం. సృష్టిలో లోపం లేదు, దృష్టిలో లోపం. సృష్టిలో లోపం లేదు, దృష్టిలో లోపం. There is no problem with the సృష్టి. Problem is with the దృష్టి. What you see. This applies to all. Do not worry whether I do verses or not. These are important. These are not mere verbal skills. These are necessary for us to live a beautiful life. This drishti, problem in the drishti, not in the srishti, applies to everything that you see as good and bad. You see some as good, some as bad. God has never created anything bad. God has never created anything bad, nor can He do. Because what is there in Him to create other than Himself? And the whole world is nothing but a projection of Himself. From gold you can only produce gold. From God you can only produce God. God is divinity, world is divine. God is divinity, world is divine. No, these are all happening. Some problem with your perception. You have to go to eye doctor to clear the jaundice. Right? Or go to Chinmaya Mission who will clear the eye disease, eye. So Krishna laughed and said, "You are grieving for things that should not be grieved for. It's all beautiful, it's all opportunity. Everybody is evolving. Don't think I am favoring Pandavas. For me, I am God for both Suras and Asuras also." Krishna, even in the Amrita Matan, he was equal. He didn't take sides, but he knew the behavior of the Asuras. So he said, by the way in which they behave, I know their quality. By that very process, they will only finally exhaust in work, they won't get the results. It's not because Krishna did any trick. For that I had to take Bhagavatam class, I don't have time. I just give you the hints. Krishna didn't any trick and didn't take any sides. By their very behavior they did it. Right? Krishna was always impartial. What about when the Duryodhana and Arjuna went to him to ask for support in the war? He said, I am impartial. I am available on one side. I won't even take the weapon. On the other side, all my army, everything is available. He was not partial. He gave the choice. Duryodhana said, what will I do with you even not taking the weapon? You are a liability. Arjuna said, you alone are enough for me. What happened? This man relied on the army. He destroyed. Arjuna relied on Krishna. He became victorious. Army is our material possessions. They will not save us. Bhagavan, Krishna, Satyam is reality. Hold on to that. That will not let you down. That will never let you down. Satyameva Jayate, Mandukya. Today it will come. Satyameva Jayate. Country's slogan also. This comes from Mandukya. Satyameva Jayate. Satyam, that which never changes. Trikala abhadita vasturu. Past, present, future, it is the same. That alone will save you, not the changing phenomena. Gold will always protect you, not the farm, earring, chain and bangle, because you yourself will destroy it every 5 years. Right? But gold will always protect you. So Bhagavan, hold on, and then what? Bhagavan, hold on, what? Not only protects, what are the other people running for, destroying themselves like Duryodhana? For the world. When hold on to the Bhagavan, what happens? Whole world is in him. You get that also. Whole world is in him. You get that also. When you hold on to Shreyas, you get prayers also. When you hold on to prayers, both are lost. Yashoda seeing the whole world in Bhagavan. Again Bhagavatam. Right? Yashodama says, why did you eat mud? Your brother also says, not only these boys are telling, Balarama also says, why do you eat mud? He said, Amma, I never ate. These people are lying, says Krishna. I never ate, Amma. These people are lying. And he shows the mouth. She sees the entire world in that. So, is he lying or truth? Truth, he never ate because everything is in him. Everything is in him, he never ate. So this is Bhagavan hitting Arjuna on the head. Stupid fellow, holding on to the snake and thinking it is the rope. Reverse of the Vedanta, this thing. Normally Vedanta example is, hold on to the rope and think it is a snake. That's not dangerous. But you hold on to the snake and think it is a rope, dangerous. Hold on to the world and think it will protect you, disastrous. Ashochan anvasochaha tvam, behaving like a stupid fellow, but talking pragnavadanscha bhashase. You are talking words of wisdom. Gatasun, agatasun, na anushocanti panditaha. Panditaha, the wise people will never worry about dead or dying because both are marching toward the deathless state. And then we also saw the various interpretations of not grieving for grieving for that which should not be grieved for, like death itself is an illusion because we are a combination of matter and spirit. Matter, no life, it cannot die. Spirit, by its nature eternal, it cannot die. So what dies is an imaginary ego which has no substance at all. If you analyze ego, it doesn't exist, it's a phantom. I won't go into detail because that I need 2 more classes. I can't take. That's why you are going to form study groups and you discuss. Ego is a phantom. It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. That's what you call death. A simple understanding. The wave is born. The wave is dead. Ocean is never born, ocean is never dead. Okay, even if ocean is born and dead, water is never born, water is never dead. Wave is born, wave dies. Right? Is there anything other than water in the wave? Is there anything other than water in the wave? Nothing. So the wave cannot be born, cannot be dying, but you are seeing it's a phantom. The ego, called the name and the form, the wave, that doesn't exist other than the water or the ocean. If this is clear, you will understand what's an ego. What's an ego? It's just an identification with a name and a form, like the water identifies with a name and a form wave and experiences the birth and the death. The as water or as the ocean, the wave had never a birth nor a death. So are we. That's one meaning. Second meaning, you are grieving for Drona and Bhishma. They are wise people. They are not grieving. They are not grieving. And you are grieving for those who are not grieving. Third meaning, they are all felons. Atatayanaha, according to Dharma Shastra, should be killed. For doing your dharma, you are grieving. And then they have snatched off everything that belongs to you. You have to retrieve it. Kshatriya's duty is to annihilate adharma and establish dharma. That is the Kshatriya's duty. And here is an opportunity. Like this, several meanings we saw, and you can also produce new meanings. But essentially, the grief itself is never a valid basis. That's why lovely sentence from Swamiji, grief is the language of delusion. Grief is the language of delusion. Right? So he bangs him. But then still a question mark. What about the death that we see everywhere? We see death everywhere. What about that? He will explain now. 12th verse. 12, the real explanation will come in the 13th, but 12th is the bridge. Natve vaham jatu nasam.
Natve vaham jatu nasam.
Natvam neme janadhipaha.
Natvam neme janadhipaha.
Ateva na bhavishyamaha. Sarve vayamata param. Natu eva aham na jatu nasam. Nasam na asam. Asam is to exist. Nasam is to not to exist. There is never a time when I don't exist. That's fine. You are known to be God. He says natvam. There is never a time you will not also not exist. Maybe because I am your brother-in-law. Right? Natvam. Na ime janadipaha. Nor all these kings. There will never be a time when all these kings will cease to exist. There was never a time, there will never be a time when I cease to exist. There will be never a time when you cease to exist. There will never be a time when all these kings cease to exist. Right? Na chaiva na bhavishyamaha. Not only that, even in future it will never happen that for some reason we will cease to exist. It is not possible. Na chaiva na bhavishyamaha. Sarve vayamata param. All of us from now onwards for eternity we will not cease to exist. And then how? In the next verse. Dehinosmin yatha dehe.
Dehinosmin yatha dehe.
Kaumaram yavvanam jara.
Kaumaram yavvanam jara.
Yatha dehantara praptihi.
Tatha dehantara praptihi.
Dhirastatra namuhyati.
Dhirastara namuhyati.
Asmin dehe yatha kaumaram yavvanam jara. In this body you have gone through various stages of growth. Adolescence, youth, old age, etc., etc. Right? You know, according to medical science, every few years, every cell in the body changes. So, there is not one cell now in our bodies with which we were born. All changed. How are we living if there is not one cell? Right? And after 5 years, there won't be one cell here from now onwards. The body is continuously changing. When you were born 3 kg. Then, proportionate to the food misappropriated, you start growing. Right? But do you think you are different from the 3.5-year child weeping on the first day, going to school, and that child, after 10 days, refusing to come home? You know, first she wept going to school. Then she doesn't want to leave the school because in LKG, the classes are very interesting, you know, toys, chocolates, rhymes. Teachers take care so well, so they don't want to go home. Right? You remember that. You remember also when you start first handling the cricket bat and the cricket ball, 7 years, 8 years, right? You remember that also. The girls' shuttlecock racket, right? You remember all that. And the day you start, first day you cut the class and went to movie. Maybe it doesn't happen in Dubai, it happens in mainland, okay, in our place. You cut the this thing and go to the movie because there is more enlightenment. You remember all that, right? If there is not one cell with which you are born, how the memory is possible? You were dead at each time. You were dead at each time. How memory is possible? Because there should have been somebody who experienced childhood, youth, old age, if there was not one person who experienced all these three, memory is not possible. Memory is not possible. How can I remember what I didn't experience? The child is gone, that body, how can you remember? You are remembering because there is an element in you which is not the body which is continuously changing, nor the mind which is continuously changing. Who is aware of all the changes in the body and the mind? Who never changed himself or herself? Think. I will wait for 1 minute because this has to soak into you. If you have doubt, you ask me. There is not one aspect in your body with which you came into this world, nor the mind. Your mind is continuously changing. Your mind is continuously changing. Like it or not, when you leave the class after 1.5 hours, you will not be the same. You are more confused. Because of the capacity of the speaker, you got more confusions than with which you came into the class. Right? You will not be the same. You change. Body changes, mind changes. Then who remembers all the changes? Because whatever has changed, it cannot remember. Who remembers? There is some entity who experienced the changes but never changed. Even in the waking dream and deep sleep. The waking individual, ego, is not there in dream. In the waking state, I am a rich man. In the dream, I am a beggar. Which is true now? Beggar be acting as the rich man, or rich man acting as the beggar. In deep sleep, both are not there. But you remember all the three. I was waker in the waking, dream, poor in the dream. In deep sleep, I didn't know anything. So to know these varying experiences and to remember them, there should have been one entity who experienced all of them but never changed. Because the rule is experiencer and the rememberer should be the same. I can't remember your experience, you can't remember my experience, and experiences. Memory is possible only when you experienced. Right? So therefore, the waker, the dreamer, the deep sleeper, there is something common in that other than the egos which changed. The waking ego is called Vishwa. The dream ego is called Taijasa. The deep sleep ego is called Prajna. There is something other than Vishwa, Taijasa and Prajna who are supporting them, who experienced all that, and therefore I dreamt, I slept, he says. Right? So this I never changes, and like it passes on from one stage of life to the other stage, after casting of this body, you will get another body. That's guaranteed. Why? Because you have to trouble the world. You have to come back and trouble the world, take all accounts settled. Right? That's why they say the husband and wife were enemies in the previous life. They come to settle their Yeah. Sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
See, you said what you meant is that the dreamer, the
Yeah. So please, Balaji, hear and tell.
Yeah.
I need,
Yeah.
an amplifier. Yeah.
So that's basically the soul, right, which lives on and goes on living. So why are we not able to remember in this life what happened to us in our past life? Because if the soul has lived through all this life,
Yeah.
why that memory is not there? I mean,
Yeah. Beautiful question. Excellent question. I heard it fortunately, right? Beautiful question. Imagine now you remember all your 1,000 wives or husbands. Because not that all the time you were a man. Not the time, all the time you are a man. Sometimes you change also. Because to take vengeance, next time you should be born as a wife. She should be born as a husband. Right? So imagine if you remember all the 1,000 wives and husbands, what will happen in this life? Be hell. It will be hell. And especially to see your wife was your enemy in the last time. After that it's hell. Sometimes children who never listen to parents are enemies in the previous life. Right? God's love and kindness, He didn't make you remember details, but not the essence. The essence of personality that we wear is carried forward. If you wear a devil, you will be born as a devil with the freedom to become divine. If you were divine, you will be born as divine with the freedom to become a devil. Bhagavan does both. Right? So these things are called vasanas. So, right, when I come here, you ask, why don't you have breakfast? I had it. Right? I will tell little emphatically, I had it. And you don't believe, where so soon? See? What see? There is no food here. There is no food here. See means what? Smell. Fragrance is there. Food is gone, fragrance is there, essence. That's called vasana. The experience has gone, but it's vasanas, it's imprints in you, which forms your present personality, is intact, carried forward from the past to now. It's carried forward. So all those, in essence, are living in you as memories. Details have gone off because it's not necessary. Even in this life, do you remember all the details that you've gone through? Only few I also mentioned. The first day you went to school, the first day you took the racket, right? The first day you made the second mistake. What is the second mistake? Marry. First mistake is to be born. Right? You only remember the important things. You don't remember all. Even in dream. Right? You don't remember all. So also here, it's His love and compassion. He doesn't make you remember all that. But what is necessary, the essence of it, the personality making factors are intact in you.
I have one more question to go.
Yeah.
Continue with what I said.
Yeah.
See, we say that whatever karma we do in this current life, we carry forward and we have to face the repercussions in our next life.
Yeah.
Sometime in this life, sometime in next life.
Yeah.
So if karma is controlling our next life, do we still change our purpose of our birth for the next life? I mean, for me in this life, if I'm carrying my karma over my previous life, do I still, can I still change my destiny, or my destiny is already there? Because of my previous karma
I will answer this in a nutshell, because I will be answering this in the 22nd verse in more detail. Right? When it talks about changing clothes, changing bodies, destiny, right? But right now also I'll give you some answer, because if I don't give an answer, you are not available to me till 22nd verse. You'll switch off. Right? So, all our lives have been ordered by us. God has nothing to do with them. You lived a particular way that needs a particular environment to know it's right or wrong and to change. God provides exactly that environment, what was ordered by your vasanas or karmas, so that you can evolve or devolve. Both freedom He gives. Right? So not only your body and all that, your life, your family, The entire world around you is ordered by you. This world now of satsang, who has ordered? You ordered, otherwise why you came here? You ordered this. All of us individually ordered this. You are living in the world that you wanted. All of us are collectively living in the world that we wanted. And this collective world, being a contemplative world, is called Brahmaloka. The world in which we are is Brahmaloka. You go to pop music. You will live in Swargaloka. Right? Jazz and all that. You go to Carnatic music, you live in Gandharvaloka. Right? So the world that we are in is exactly created by us. The body that we are in is created by us. Why did I create this useless body and useless family? This much is enough for now. Wait till 22nd verse, because I have to do the verses. Matra sparshaastu kaunteya
Matra sparshaastu kaunteya
Ushna sukha dukkadaha
Sitoshna sukha dukkadaha
Agama payino nityaha
Agama payino nityaha
Titikshasva bharata.
Namastikshasva bharata.
Here is an answer for all your questions after listening. This particular verse answers all your questions. Arjuna says, Krishna sees question mark in Arjuna. Okay, understood. There is no death. Right? Understood. But death is not the only problem for human beings. Many people prefer to die also. Sorrow comes from different sources. Even parting is a sorrow. Somebody humiliates you is a sorrow. Right? Some pain in the system continuously there. That's also sorrow. Poverty is sorrow. How do you oversimplify that my grief is all unfounded? I am grieving because we are going to miss our near and dear ones. It's not, I know they may not die, but still parting is sad. How do you oversimplify? We don't even get the question. Question also, Krishna has to imagine and answer. This is the answer he is giving. Matraha. Matraha means sense objects. They are called matras. Matra means measured. Miyate iti matraha. Measured. Matra, measured ones. Matra. Tablets are called matras because dosage. Measured ones. If you take 2, 3, then you don't have to take after that. Right? Matra, measured ones. Sparshaha, the sense object, their contact. Kaunteya, Sita, Ushna, Sukha, Dukkha, Daha. The sense objects can give you Sita, Ushna, etc. experiences through sparsha, touch, contact, through contact. If you are not in touch with something, you cannot get sukha and dukkha. My sister died at 6 p.m. From 6 to 8 p.m. in the same family, we were celebrating birthday party. She died at 6. Our party began at 6 till 8 o'clock. If death is the cause of sorrow, the moment she died, we should have felt it. We should have felt it. Death is not alone the cause. We should have known it, contact, that she died. Okay, death. You know somebody died. You become sad. You don't. In fact, in some cases you may celebrate. So death alone is not the cause. Knowledge alone is not the cause. That it affects you. That your identification with the dead gives you sorrow. Death alone is not the cause. Knowledge alone is not the cause. Your identification with the dead gives you sorrow. Matraha, sparshaha, kaunteya, sita, ushna, dukkada. Who are you? Kunti's son. What is Kunti? She asked Krishna, Krishna, all the time give me sorrows. Vipada santunaha. Vipada, adversity, santunaha. All the time give us sorrows. Have you heard this prayer anywhere? It is that Kunti mother who can ask this. She asked this and she gives the reason. When I am in distress, I deeply think about you. You come. Whenever we were in distress, I deeply think about you. You come, and when you come, complete causes of sorrow gone. See the logic. When I am distressed, you come. I sincerely invoke you. You come. When you come, all causes of sorrow gone. Right? You are born to that great mother, Kunti, and you are grieving, stupid fellow. How many sorrows she took? How many sorrows she took? And after all that, this happens at the end of the Mahabharata war, when the child was protected by Krishna. After that protection, Kunti says, give us sorrows only, because whenever in distress, we cry for you. You come, you protect, and then all the causes of sorrow are vanished. That is your mother. You are born to her to grieve over these stupid things. Kaunteya, matras parshestu kaunteya, sita ushna sukha dukkha daha, agamaha, apayana. They come in cycles necessary. Yesterday we gave the example. You get mangoes because of the rain. Without rain you cannot have mangoes. They ripen and give you sweetness because of the heat. All these small things also we learn from Gurudev. Don't think anything is original. If you find anything intelligent, it is Gurudev's. Right? Mango you get because of the rain. It ripens because of the heat. Bhagavan has planned the whole system so well. In summer, water evaporates from the sea. And in winter, it condenses into clouds. Then it rains. All are necessary cycles. All are necessary. Must. Right? Sita, Ushna, Sukha, Dukkha, Daha. Your sorrows, your problems, your challenges are all necessary, because through these challenges, your capacity to master your mind grows. Without challenge, you cannot develop the capacity to become the master of the mind. So he gives you everything, what you need, exactly that, out of his total love. Don't question his wisdom. Do not take only sweet pills and throw off bitter pills. You will not be cured. As you take the sweet pills with faith, this bitter pill, my Lord, who loves me, gave, I take it, Bhagavan, as your prasad. Don't question. That's why, I don't know in other, there are one or two communities, especially Telugu people, that Ugadi, New Year, it's a mixture of different tastes, including the name is put there. Because you take all experiences as Bhagavan's prasad. As Bhagavan's prasad. And if you do that, very sorrow, There are always two things, pain and comfort. They are Bhagavan's creation. Sorrow and joy are your creation. Pain and comfort, sorrow or joy, your creation. That's why another lovely statement, pain is real, suffering is optional. Pain is real, suffering is optional. Suffering comes as a third ring. Engagement ring, marriage ring, third ring.
Engagement ring, marriage ring.
Eh?
Engagement ring, marriage ring, enduring.
It's enduring. Beyond that is suffering.
Half an hour, madam.
Amma?
Half an hour, madam.
Correct. Half an hour.
இதெல்லாம் பழகி போச்சு.
அதனால தான் பேசுறாரு. மேடம் எது கிட்ட இருக்கிறவர் பேசல.
நான் வாயே திறக்கல.
Measured quantities. This again Swamiji's phrase. God gives you measured quantities of joys and sorrows. We make a mess of our lives because we interfere with Him. In dream, you get pleasant and unpleasant dreams, but you don't interfere. They exhaust, and at the end, because some of the subconscious thoughts have come out, you become relatively free, you are relaxed, and you find new energy because of the dirt coming out. But in waking, when he sends similar to dream experiences, you interfere, and therefore you add to the weight. In waking also, you allow them to pass on as a witness, you will become a free man. That's called surrender. That's called surrender. Surrendering my will to His wisdom. Surrendering my will to His wisdom. My will leads me to disaster through wills. His will protects me, saves me. Right? So Bhagavan says, these are designed like that. They come and they go. You need both. To grieve over them is stupidity. You have to endure them. When you endure only, you can come out, come up. You can't endure small pinpricks of life. How can you come up? Was life comfortable to all of you when you thought of coming to Dubai? There must have been a lot of pain to leave all the people there and come here in the beginning. Now you don't want to leave. Right? So that's the truth about it. Accept everything as His love, as His compassion, as necessary experiences for your evolution. Do not question His wisdom. I told you before I started this verse, this is an answer for all your problems. You find something is lacking there, ask me. This is an answer for all your things. Accepting His wisdom and going through all experiences as necessary things for your evolution. Matraha, sparshaha, kaunteya, sita, utna, sukha, dukkadaha, agamaha, apayanaha. They come and go. Tam titikchasva. Endure them. Why? Bharata. One who revels in knowledge is called a Bharata, not geographical area. Whoever revels in this knowledge, whether in Dubai or in Russia, he is a Bharata. He is a Bharata. Right? You are born in this culture. You should have known this, Bharata, son of Kunti. How can you behave like this as a stupid fellow? Right? So we laugh at this because it's talked to Arjuna. We forget Krishna in us is talking to all of us who are Arjunas. It is meant for all of us. Whenever you question his wisdom, whenever you complain about things, whenever you feel, wronged, I have been wronged, why me, why me, why me? Remember this. I ask you, why you? Why did God choose you to give you special training? All your problems is his special training. Why is he ignoring us? So when you ask you, why me? I ask you, why you? Again, Swamiji sent us to me. I told you, no, I was not born, from the 17th age, I live in crisis. One of the sentences he wrote to me, congratulate yourself. He has taken so much of special interest in you, otherwise you won't get them. Congratulate yourself. He has taken so much of special interest, otherwise you won't get them. And what did Bhagavan do? He gave me the challenges so that I can grow, but I need support. He himself came to me as Swami Chinmayananda. And in his presence, what problems? Everything will fizzle out. So this is a lovely verse which you should do more and more contemplation. What will happen if I endure? What will happen if I endure? Next verse. Yam hina vyatayantyete
Yam hina vahyante
purusham purushashabha samadukka sukham dhiram umrutattvaya kalpate yam him na vyatayantyete. Him whom these opposites do not torment. These sorrows do not torment. Purusham, that Purusha means not man. Other than God, all of us have Purusha in us. This body is called a city, 9-gated city. 9-gated, 7 here, 2 down, genital and the excretion. 9 gates. Some say 11 with the navel and the Brahmarandra. So this body is a 9-gated city, Puri, in which the Swami lives. That Swami is called Purusha. Man or woman, it is all the same. There is no question. Purusha means man. Right? In Malayalam, Purusha means husband. Right? Because I was taking this class, something I referred, there was a Malayali girl. She immediately started questioning me, because there was some problem when I said about the Purusha. Right? So Purusha, there is another lovely incident, I don't know, I refer every class, I don't know which class I refer, doesn't matter, because I can always repeat, because you are ever fresh. Meera went to Guru and that she said, I want to see him. He said, I don't see ladies. She said to her, I thought in Vrindavan there is only one man, Krishna, all are ladies. That man got the message, came running. Here is a Gnani standing outside. That man understood, came running, here is a Gnani standing outside. That is called Purusha Sri. Same thing is repeated in Tirupavai Andals, where Andal calls all girls to go to take bath, which comes in Bhagavatam also as Katyayani Vrata. Same. Andal's Vrata, Katyayani Vrata are all same. Exactly same message. So calls and some of the naughty girls says, you are going to meet your lover, why should you come? Why should we come with you, join with you? Andal repeats, with reference to Bhagavan, the whole world are threes, not me alone, not you alone. So we are all going to meet our Lord. Natha, Purusha doesn't mean husband. One who protects. One who protects. Natha. He is our protector. We are going to seek him. So all are threes. He alone is Purusha. So he says, Yamhina Vyatayante Purusham, whom these opposites do not torment. Purusha Rishabha, Bullamasman. Arjuna, you have killed lakhs of people in several battles before you won the whole world for Rajasuya Yaga. And then you have killed several Rakshasas helping Indra. Here also you are going to kill almost all of them, but that's not your valor. Killing 1 billion people because you have some capacity is not your valor if you can't control your own mind. I can't control my mind, but I am the master of the world. That's not your valor. Hitler killed 60 lakh people in one stroke. He could not master his mind, ultimately killed himself. Ultimately killed himself. So your power, again Prahlada answers. Hiranyakashipu asks, with my name whole world trembles. Where did you get this strength to oppose me? He says, na kevalam me, not only my strength, all the strength, including your strength, comes from him. All your strength, everybody's strength comes from him. Na kevalam me bhavatascha rajan, sa eva balam balinam cha paresha. All strength comes from that Lord. Right? So if you can't master your mind, he says this also. You say, I have conquered this, I have conquered that. You have not conquered your senses. Yes, son asking father. Therefore the father said, you are not my son, you are my sin. Right? So all strength comes from here. That's why Arjuna said, Krishna, you alone are enough for me. Here, hold on to this. You will never be second to any. You will win over everything because everything to you is not there. For a Gnani, there is no everything. And he has won without fighting. That's what Krishna did. He never took a weapon, but he won. Hold on to him, you will never be defeated. Leave him, you will never win. Right. So, Krishna says, when you endure this, yamhina vyatayante te purusham purusha rishabha. Bull amongst men, your capacity should be to conquer your mind. That's your real strength. Purusha rishabha, rishabha, bull amongst men. Samadukka sukham dhiram. Such a man who is the same in sukha and dukkha. Samadukka dukkam dhiram. That wise man, that brave man. Dhiram in Sanskrit is both wise and brave. When two different words are said for the same word, there is some connection. The courage comes out of conviction. Wisdom, dhiraha. Bravery, dhiraha. Courage comes out of conviction. Wise man. Samasukka sukham dhiram. Saha amrutatvaya kalpate. Such a man alone becomes fit for immortality. A man who is bothered about every small pinpricks of life cannot achieve anything. Cannot achieve anything. If you want to achieve greater things, you should be able to endure smaller things. And a man who endures this has mastered his mind, and such a mind, when turned towards its source, discovers itself to be the consciousness and fuses unto the consciousness and gains immortality. A mind that endures is an integrated mind, and that mind, tuned to the source of itself, discovers itself to be the consciousness, and consciousness is immortal. So the individual becomes immortal by the simple practice of endurance, because you can't endure without turning your attention to this. Without belief in Krishna, you can't endure. You can't endure the consciousness, the ultimate truth. Without having faith in that, endurance is not possible. So by your very choice, you chose the immortal, so you will become the immortal. What is this immortality? Next go. Next. See, this whole chapter is called Sankhya Yoga. Sankhya means logic. Sankhya means logic. Every verse is connected and it reveals by itself. It doesn't even need a lot of explanation. We are doing it because I have to take the class for another 4 days. Right? Otherwise there's no need. Right? It's a Sankhya Yoga. Why Sankhya is logical? 1 plus 1 is 3 in Dubai. Is it true? In Dubai also 1 plus 1 is only 2. In India also 1 plus 1 only is 2. Logical, it never changes, Sankhyas. So therefore Sankhya, logical. Sankhya Yoga. Right? So next is Nasato vidyate bhavaha.
Nasato vidyate bhavaha.
Bhavo vidyate sataha.
Bhavo vidyate sataha.
Bhayorapi drushtontaha.
Ubhayorapi drushtontaha.
Anayoho tattvadarshibhihi.
Anayoho tattvadarshibhihi.
Krishna is talking physics. He says what exists can never become non-existence. Matter and energy can neither be created nor destroyed. If something exists, it can never become non-existence. If something doesn't exist, it was never there. If something doesn't exist, it was never there. There are 3 types of realities: absolute, reflective, and relative. Absolute reality, relative reality, reflective reality. In Sanskrit, Paramarthika Sattva, Vyavaharika Sattva, and Pratibhasika Sattva. Sattva or Satta, both are same. Satta. Paramarthika Satta, Vyavaharika Satta, or Satyam means the same. Absolute reality, relative reality, reflective reality. Pratibhasika Satta. Water in the wave is its absolute reality. Right? Wave and the bubble and the ocean, relative reality. The water seen in the wave is reflective reality. The one existence consciousness, which is the material cause of all names and forms, is the absolute reality. That seen as you and me is the relative reality. That reality seen in me is the reflective reality. One is called Advaita, the other is called Visishta Advaita, the last is called Dvaita. Right? Existence alone is there. Absolute reality, Advaita. Reflective reality, existence alone reflects in all names and forms, Visishta Advaita. Each of us are different, Dvaita. Each of us are different, Dvaita. Which is right, which is wrong? All are right from their own standpoint. You are not me, I am not you. Right? You are not me, not you. As long as I don't ask you money, right? He is our Guru Bhai. The moment I start asking money, it is published in all the mission magazines. Be careful. Right? So you are different, I am different. There is no doubt. Right? But we are all connected by the Chinmaya mission. Right? Visishta Advaita. Dvaita, Visishta Advaita. What is Advaita? Where differences, all Lord only, Narayana only, Sachidananda only, Krishna only, Chinmayananda only, differences are only appearances. Right? You have understood this. But since you should not forget this when you leave the gate, I have to give you some technical terms for you to remember and reflect. For you to remember and reflect, I have to give you some technical terms. All of us have 5 aspects in us. Asti, Bhati, Priyam, Nama, Rupam. Asti, existence. Bhati, consciousness, that which shines, knowledge, Bhati. Priyam, Ananda. All of us have these 3. Asti, Bhati, Priyam. Nama, Rupa, name and form. All of us have all the 5. Right? Adyatrayam, the first 3, Asti, Bhati, Priyam, Brahma Rupam, that's the biggest, glorious, essential reality. Adyatrayam, Asti, Bhati, Priyam, Brahma Rupam. Tatodvayam, the next 2, Jagat Rupam. It's of the nature of the Jagat. Right? First 3, Asti, Bhati, Priyam, Brahma, because that doesn't change. That alone is the material cause. The next 2, Jagat, Jayati, Gacchati, that which comes and goes. Jayati, Gacchati is Jagat. Next 2, name and form. Agreed? All of us have these. Right? So now, there is still a question. Satyam, Brahma, Asti, Bhati, Priya, understand. Jagat comes and goes, but is it real or not real? Is the question. If we are seeing it, whatever we are seeing should be real. We are seeing the world, it should be real. Right? Is it real or unreal? If it is real, then what about Brahma? There cannot be 2 realities. Reality can only be 1. If the world is real, how Brahman also is real? This has to be explained. So I had to take another definition and try to resolve. Shankara says this beautifully in Vedanta Dindima. Somebody asked, we don't have time to go through all the Shastras, give in the briefest form. Okay, if you are that busy, Artha Slokena Pravakshyami. I shall tell you in half a sloka. I don't even need a full sloka. Artha Slokena Pravakshyami. Brahma Satyam, Jagan Mithya, Jivo Brahma Eva Na Aparaha. Jivo Brahma Eva Na Aparaha. God alone is reality. World is apparent. He never said unreal. Mithya is not unreal. Mithya is not unreal, apparent. And the unit of this Jagat, the Jiva, is nothing but Brahman. That means Jagat is nothing but Brahman. Jagat is nothing but Brahman. Then how you say detach, attach and all that, to what to detach, what to attach if everything is Brahman? There you have to understand what is Mithya. What is Mithya? Mithya is opposite of Nitya. If there are Nityas here, congratulations. You are not Mithya. What is Mithya? There are three concepts of realities, other than what we said earlier. Let's leave it. Vyavaharika Satta and all that. Here again, there are three concepts of realities. I didn't say three realities, because one is unreal. So it's not, there are no three realities here. Three concepts of realities. One is that which is there all the three periods of time. Gold in all the ornaments. Gold in all the ornaments is all the time there. Before it was chain or earring, it was gold. When it is chain or earring, it is still gold. When the chain or earring is broken, it is still gold. When the wave, before the wave, it is water. In and through the wave, it is water. When the wave dies, it is water. That's called Satyam. That which doesn't change in the three periods of time. This is one concept. Second concept, man's horns. Have you ever seen somebody like that? A man with horns? Not in the comic books and the way in which these asuras are projected, with tusks and they, that's all just exaggerations. There are no asuras like that. One who is materialist is called an asura. One who is walking in the path of God is called a sura. That's all. All of us, if we are materialists, we are all asuras. There are no asuras with tusks and all that. You understand? If you are a total materialist, you are an asura. If you are walking in the path of truth, you are called a sura. Su means good. Ra means protects. One who is walking in the path of good is a sura. One who is walking in the path of that which destroys him holds to unreal asura. Right? So there is nobody like man with horns. I want a medicine which can make me 30 years from 78, 48 years written off, because I like Dubai, I want to settle down here. And to settle down here, I want to get married. So I do the same mistake everybody did by taking a mistake. Right? So I want a medicine. What type of medicine? It should be from the sky flower. Right? Rubbed with man's horns. Administered through the son of a barren woman. All the three cannot exist. Sky flower is not there. Man's horns are not there. Barren woman cannot have a son. Right? Agreed? So that's called unreal. What is never there. What was there all the time is called real. What is never there is called unreal. Now the world, real or unreal? If it is real all the time, it should be real. It should be there. Right? We came here at 10. 11:45, 11:30 is the time, but 15 minutes grace Harini will give. 11:45, in a very decent way, she will remind us. Right? You have to leave. What comes and goes, what do you say? Real means all the time. Unreal means never. Unreal means never. So what is this coming and going? What category? Gold was ever there.
Form.
Gold was ever there. And gold can never become iron, unreal. But what about earring, chain and bangle?
Form.
Is real or unreal? If it is real, they should be there all the time. If it is unreal, they should not be there at all. Your dream real or unreal? If it is real, you know I am suffering for money. You should give me the money that you got in your dream. You like me, but you can't give because that money you can't take out. So it's not real. But you experienced. What experience cannot be unreal? So what is this? It's apparent, third category. Asat bhana matram, Sanskrit. Asat, not there. Bhana matram, but experienced. Your dream, all that were experienced. Asat bhana matram. This is called mithya. This is called mithya. So Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya. One more I have to explain. Jivo Brahma eva na aparaha. This Jiva is a combination of name and a form and Satyam. So, earring, chain and bangle, gold plus a name and a form. Gold plus a name and a form. Gold you can't wear as it is. You have to change it into name and form. Gold plus name and form is your ornaments. Now since they are plus, whatever plus you can detach. So I say, I want to go to a marriage, give me your earring, chain and bangle, but I don't want to take the risk. You keep the gold, give me the name and form. Because plus, you know, keep the gold, give me the name and form. Because earring is not chain, chain is not bangle, right? Since they are different, and that makes the gold different, so I say, keep the gold, give me the name and form, because it is plus, you should detach. Only thing you can detach is from this class from tomorrow, because it's too much of a bluff. You can't, because the name and the form has no existence at all. It is only gold that appears like that. It's only gold that appears like that. Therefore, what is earring, chain and bangle? Nothing but gold. Therefore, what is this world? Nothing but Narayana. World is nothing but Narayana. Why? How you miss that? Because you are carried away by the names and forms. A child that's carried away by the elephant and the horse in the sugar doll misses the sugar. Carried away by names and forms, you miss the truth, but the truth of the world is nothing but Narayana. Since Narayana is always good, pleasant, enjoyable, world is beautiful. You don't see the world beautiful because you are seeing it through your colored mind. So Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya Na Sato Vidyate Bhavaha. Of unreal, there is never a question of being. Na Sataha Vidyate Abhavaha. That which is real can never become non-existent. Ubayoho api, of both these statements, Antaha Drashtaha, whoever sees the meaning, right? He knows the truth. Ubayor api Drushtaha, Antaha, Anayaha, Tattva-darshavihi. Of these two statements, Tattva-darshavihi, the knowers of truth, they have seen the meaning of these two statements, that non-existence cannot come into being, the being can never become non-existent. Right? This is what science says. Matter and energy can neither be created nor destroyed. Science have left one question unanswered. Matter is there. It has to become energy. Matter in that condition is static. A static thing cannot on its own change. You need a third force. Science, same science. A static thing cannot on its own change. You need a third force. This, I think, Newton's second law of something like that, right? Second law, right? A static thing on its own cannot change. You need a third force. Science doesn't explain that. Our people say one is Prakriti, another is Purusha. The one who supports the Prakriti and Purusha and on whom they change is Purushottama. Is Purushottama. Right? So recognize that Purushottama behind the Prakriti and Purusha, to be the essence of Prakriti and Purusha. You will never be affected by any changes that happen. You will always revel in Him whose nature is to revel. Ram, to revel. Ramati iti Ramaha. Root word is Ram, to revel. So several people took that name for something else. So, okay, enough. Tomorrow. Yeah, any doubts, sir?
How do you connect with divinity? You know, I mean, today the dilemma for many people in this Kali Yuga, you know, is that how do you connect to divinity?
How do you connect to
Divinity.
divinity?
Because you are, as you said, by the outside world, you have so much influence that you have start getting that doubt in yourself, the self, doubt whether what is real, just to explain. But again, once you go back outside this room, you are in the same dilemma.
Yesterday I answered the same question 3 times in the same class. But it will come again and again. The same question in different form, because that's the basic question. That you are thinking is to be congratulated, but the same question only comes. So all of you listen, so that otherwise forget it, so that I should also have some job. Tomorrow you ask the same question, I can answer the same thing. See, somebody, X, Mr. X, is a good man or a bad man? All don't see him as a bad man. If everybody sees Mr. X as a bad man, he cannot live with the world. There are a lot of his friends who see him as a very good man. There are some others who see him as evil personification. Right? What is good or bad? Is the person good or bad, or according to the perception? According to the perception. Poison kills, but H-scheduled drugs are all having poison. Poison kills. All H-scheduled drugs have poison in them. Okay. So the good or bad is our interpretation of something. Each one of us, having taken the human body, have to completely evolve, leaving our qualities of scorpion and jackal in the previous lives. We were scorpions, we were jackals, right? That is taken this human body, Narasimha also. So we are evolving. In the evolution is a process. Evolution. So slowly shedding down our animal tendencies and negative instincts and marching towards divinity. In fact, this is what is called death, what you are afraid of. All of us are marching towards our divinity. But in between, these negative things have to be shed. A man who doesn't have the vision of the totality, who has no love for all, who doesn't see God in all, who is obsessed with his own pet themes and ideas. Ego sees differences as real. The man who sees love, God, beauty, sees evolution. This person is also evolving. LKG, 5th standard, 10th standard, IIT. So that person sees the same God and loves all. The others see negative things. But in transaction, this is the main point of what you asked. In transaction, you have to deal differently with different appearances, like two sons. If you have one son gets a gold medal, you hug him. The other son gets all the time complaints, you beat him. Doesn't mean that you have less love for the naughty boys and more love for the good boy. In fact, every mother loves the naughty boy more than the good boy because she is confident good boy will take care of himself. She is worried about the naughty boy. Right? So transactional level, our way of dealing should differ. Like Krishna advising Pandavas to kill the Kauravas. But in understanding level, we have to know basically all are divine, marching towards divinity. You know what Duryodhana said when Bhima put his leg on his head before dying. Duryodhana said, what is so great about you putting the leg on my head? After some time I am dying, even dogs will put. So you are no better than a dog. And then he says, in short while from now onwards, I will be in heaven having died in the battle. You will still be loitering in this useless world. So therefore, who is the winner and who is the loser in the battle? All of them are winners, including the Kauravas and Pandavas. So where is Bhagavan partial? Bhagavan is not partial. We don't see Bhagavan's Srishti, we see our Srishti. There are two Srishtis, Ishvara Srishti and Jiva Srishti. Ishvara Srishti is perfect, Jiva Srishti is an interpretation of your mind. There is a lovely statement. When Peter talks about Paul, he talks more about Peter than Paul. When Peter talks about Paul, he talks more about Peter than Paul. Reflect on this. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Sir, yesterday you made a statement. You said God cannot be grasped by the intellect,
Yes.
but can be felt in the heart.
Yes, sir.
My question is that our understanding has been, or at least my understanding so far, that we have been given these three equipments, body,
Yeah.
mind and intellect.
Yeah.
And the intellect is the subtlest of all.
Yeah.
And elsewhere also in the Shastras,
Yeah.
read that, intellect is where
Only
the-
through intellect you can know
you can
it.
reflect.
Manasai Veda avaptavyam. It says in the Upanishad itself. Only through the mind you can know Bhagavan. No other way. Vijnanena. Right? Jnatavyam. Jnatavyam. It said you must know him. Correct? Beautiful question. See, when it says mind alone can lead you there, intellect can alone lead you there is no other vehicle that can lead you there. To go to Dubai from Chennai, I can't come by train. I can't come by car from Dubai to Chennai. I can't come by bullock cart. I have to only fly. So how did you go to Dubai? Fly. How did you meet Balaji? Fly. Where? Aeroplane stopped there. From there, how did I go to Balaji? So, not through the plane. The closest that you can be taken is called the instrument. Intellect is the one who can take you to the closest. After that, like you leave the pole in the pole vault before you jump, till you jump you need the pole. The pole that can help you to jump is the intellect. And when you jump, you have to leave the intellect. When you jump, you have to leave the intellect, the pole.
But
அது கூட நம்ம முயற்சியில வராது,
அம்மா?
பகவானோட கிருபையில தானே கிடைக்கும்.
எதுமா?
அந்த மாதிரி நம்ம ஜம்ப் பண்றது கூட பகவான் கிருபை இருந்தா தானே கிடைக்கும்.
Bhagavan's Kripa Venu, Anna Shastra is telling, I'll talk in English because there are others who may not
Okay, I
follow.
can understand.
You ask in Tamil, doesn't matter, I know Tamil. So, she says you need God's grace. God's grace comes to you when you have Guru's grace and Shastra grace. Guru's grace, Shastra grace, God's grace, but will not come to all till he wants it. He is not available, it cannot come. So the first grace that you need is Atma Krupa, your own grace. If you have Atma
குரு
Krupa,
கூட நான் கண்டுபிடிக்க
ஆ?
முடியாது, குருவை கூட நான் கண்டுபிடிக்க முடியாது. எனக்கு என்ன தகுதி இருக்கு குருவை கண்டுபிடிக்க? குரு எனக்கு
நீங்க ரெடியானா அவரே வருவார்.
ஆ.
நீங்க ரெடியானா அவரே வருவார். Every experience that comes to you, every person that you meet in life is a guru. Every person that you meet, every experience that comes to you is a guru. When you want this knowledge, the same guru will come to you. The same guru will come to you. Not necessarily in the physical form. You can even talk from inside. That's how Vishnu did it for Brahma. Vishnu did it for Brahma. Yes, sir.
Sorry, sir, either my question is not put properly or I have not understood your answer. My question was that you said God cannot be grasped by the intellect,
Yes.
but can be felt by the heart.
Heart,
So
yeah.
by the implication,
Yeah.
probably you meant that it can be felt by the mind.
No, I tell you, when I said by the heart, our heart or mind, whatever it is, today is invested all in the external pursuits. And therefore, its very essential substance in the heart and the mind or the intellect, whatever it is, it's not able to feel its own essential being because of its extrovertedness. When it tired of that, turns inside, it shall discover itself to be that which it is seeking. Tattvamasi. Right? Whatever you are seeking, that you are. This you are not doing because your mind is extrovert. When the mind is turned introvert, you can. Therefore, it is only the heart that can produce that. You can experience in the heart. You can experience in the heart. A heart that is turned introvert. That's why another word is used in the Shastra. Jnana Prasada. By the blessings of Jnana. Jnana Prasada. Chitta Prasada. Alright.
One more. Yesterday in one context, you were telling that human beings are the reality.
Yeah.
And we actually create the God,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I really want to understand what exactly you mean by that.
Yeah.
That is the first part. A related question is,
Yeah.
yesterday while answering one of the question posed by the children, you said to solve the world's problem, you leave it to God.
Yeah.
You can't handle that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So these two looks
Yeah.
better.
I try to answer because I had to get my lunch.
It's ready.
But being old, I can't remember both questions at a time. So you ask me one question, I'll answer, then you go to the second.
Sure.
Yeah. The first
Yeah,
question.
the
repeat.
first question is yes, the human beings are the reality,
Yeah.
and we the human beings create God.
Yes, yes. Yeah. See, this because I now also skipped when I explaining. I said Mithya, all the ornaments is nothing but gold. All the dream is nothing but it is neither seen or real. I didn't explain. I said it's unreal but experienced. How can you experience something is unreal? Because the unreal has the real in it, even in the word. Even in the word. So in the dream, it's your thought blessed by your consciousness, existence. The real existence consciousness reflects in the unreal thought, appears as the dream world. Atmanaha Satchidamshacha Buddhehe Vritti iti dvayam. The Satchit Amsha of the Atman, Buddhehe Vritte, the thought, when it parades before these, it gets animated and becomes the dream world. So when you say mithya, without satyam supporting it, mithya cannot take place. Without the gold supporting it, ornaments cannot be there. Gold can be there without the ornaments. Ornaments cannot be there without the gold. Waker can be there without the dream. The dream cannot be there without the waker. The world cannot be there without Sat existence. Existence can be there without the world. Therefore, the reality of the world is Satchidananda Parabrahma. Next question.
The other one is, when solving world's problem, you say you leave it to God.
Yeah, you will leave it because, see, as Kavita's son beautifully said that day, yeah, you understand you are God, but still you are a wave. You cannot do everything. Right? God alone can do. See, what runs through the fan, through the light, through the zero light, through the yellow light, through 10 watts, 500 watts, or through the tube light, what runs is the electricity. Right? But the 0 watt cannot give you 500 watt light. The blue bulb cannot give you the green light. But what runs in them is only the electricity. What runs through all of us is Bhagavan only, but these equipments cannot reveal the Bhagavan. But electricity alone manages the various things. Bhagavan alone manages all the affairs of the world. He brings you closer to me. It's your destiny, I pity you. Right? Right? He does all that. You and I cannot do. What can we do? Recognize him. Then we lose value for this he and me and you. And in that itself, you gain great peace, experience, and at a particular time, you will be free from one equipment, you will feel yourself in all equipments, then you will yourself become Ishvara also. Equipments difference, but the truth is the same. Truth is the same, the equipments differ. According to the equipment, revelation takes place. He alone manages everything. Right?
Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.
Yeah.